Okay, good day viewer. Today we are going to code a web application word quiz, and we are going to look at what simple word quiz app, right? And this tutorial is recommend for those who are into JavaScript, right? To do some project and to boost up their JavaScript skills, right? And we are going to use three-word program, right? Three-word languages, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? And here I'm going to open my folder, and note I'm using if you notice, I'm using Visual Studio Code, and which is VSA, and you can also use any editor. As far as it's an editor, it can work. Okay, so what am I going? I'm going to click here, then open my folder, then I'll go to my desktop. Please, I will try to be slow. Okay, then I'm going to create a folder, then name it quiz app, right? So I'm going to select this. You can wait, it's coming up, right? You can see it is my quiz app, and here I can I can create my file. Like when I click it, you can see when you hover on it, it's showing you to create a new file, right? It's showing new file. Let me zoom it very well so that I see it. If you hover, see what it's going to say, new file, and I'll hit it. So I'm going to create an HTML file now. I'm going to name it as index.html. You can name it any name like simon.html or isabella.html or quiz.html. So anyone you like, but this is the name I prefer. Right? You can use anyone. So I'm going to hit this button, right? And here I have to create for CSS, and I'm going to say that start.css, right? And I have to create for JavaScript. I'm going to say that app.js, or let me give it a quiz.js, right? And I'm going to click my index.html, and here I can click here, hide this my sidebar, right? It is toggling, right? We can hide it and show it. So what am I going to do here? Right now I'm going to put my exclamation mark. If you hit enter button in Visual Studio Code, this is going to display, or if you want to write it by yourself, you can, but I prefer so that it could be more faster, right? Because I don't want the tutorial to be too long. So right now I'm going to create a container, right, which is dot container, a div tag, right? And what next? And here I want to create a title, which is my heading. I'm going to say that quiz app, right? This is the title of the project, which is quiz app, and I'm going to say that okay, here is also the title, just the name of it, what kind of project we are doing. That is what I specify here. My title is going to be web application quiz. Okay, web application quiz. And here what am I going to do then? Like h2, and I'm going to give an id, which is for something like question, right? I'm going to append my question to this element, which is when I grab the DOM in JavaScript. So I'm going to write for question here. I'm going to write question here, and sorry, I don't know why this text is popping out, and I've already off the notification. So what next? And here I'm going to display my option, right? I'm going to create a comment here, say that display option, right? So that this is question, and I'm going to create a comment here, display question, right? This is for the question and this is for the word, for the option, right? I'm going to create an order list, and I'm going to create a list, and I'm going to create an input, right? I'm going to just put an input which is radio. Why am I putting radio? Because I want to be clicking on the option, and I want the radio should be filling, right? You are going to understand when I display it. And I'm going to put a name, right? Some attributes like name, right? Sorry, like name, which is answer, right? And I'm going to say that an ID, which is A. All right, this option A is because of here I'm trying to be slow. And I'm going to say that label, right? A label tag. You have two words, sheet my word, HTML word, tutorial for beginners, and I explain all those tags there, right? Now when I put for, which means that word, if we click any element here, any word text here in our web browser, right, this input is going to be filled, right? That is the purpose I'm using word label for, right? I'm going to say that label for A, which is an ID. For it to be filled, it work with word ID, not a class selector. Note that, right? I'm going to say that answer, right? I'm going to paste it like 4 times because I say we are going to have option A to D, right? This is B, change this to B, and change it to C, change it to C, and change it to D, and change it to D. And after your closing tag of on order list, you will bring your button, right? Your button or element here. I'm going to give it an attribute which is an ID. Like I'm going to give it, say that okay, submit, right? I'm going to say that submit, and okay, this is how our program in our HTML structure is going to look like. And right now I'm going to load it. I'm going to load it in the web browser now. So what am I going to do? Let me check if my live server is enable, right? I check my extension, come here, click your extension, right? My live server, okay, is disabled, right? I'm going to click enable, right? It is now enabled now. You can install, right? When you come to your this thing extension, you can install a live server, right? This tutorial is not for that. If you want to check this tutorial for that, go to HTML. I show you people how to install a live server there, right? And when we click, we are going to open this, then we'll right click. When we right click, open with a live server, we wait, it's still loading, right? Let me take some water. You can see it is not displayed on our web browser, right? I'm using Microsoft Edge, right? You can click this, you can see what is happening. You can see when you click the answer, is going to be filled. Why? How did that happen? It's by the help of this word label, right? Which has an attribute for this A, for this word ID. You can see that, right? So we are going to look at how to we are going to style it more better. I'm going to say that margin 0, padding 0, right? It it is not working. Okay, sorry, we have not linked our CSS here, so let's try and link our CSS here. I'm going to say that link. It's not auto spelling. Okay, I'm going to put a link. Okay, link ref, which is star sheet, right? And I'm going to put an address, say that it's for star.css, right? You know what this means already. So I'm going to refresh. You can see that the default margin and the padding disappear. So right now I'm going to grab my container, and I'm going to put container here. Then I'm going to say that weight, I'm going to give it a weight like 500 pixel, sorry, 500 pixel, and I'm going to give it a background, right? Let me see that blue. Let me click and choose a nice color. Let me choose a nice color. We want a nice color. This is the reason why I like VST code. You can what, even though you don't think of anything to do, you can comment to it. Okay, I like this color, right? I'm going to select this color, and you can see that, right? I have that as my color, but I'm going to apply this to the body. Anyhow you like, you can customize it. I'm going to say that background, which is this. I'm going to copy this here, right? You can see this. Yeah, this is good. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to use a boss shadow, which is 0. I'm going to put a shadow between so that I could show that what we put a width there. I'm going to say that 0, 10 pixel, 2 pixel. This 0 is just for ball or bottom and top. I want it to be 0. Left and right, I want it to be equal. This is just the blue of it, right? And this is just the thickness. And I'm going to say that okay, let it black, right? You can see that. Very nice. And I want to put it at the center, right? I can say that okay, position absolute, right? I'm going to say that left 50 pixel, top 50 pixel, and I'm going to say that okay, transform translate minus 50 pixel minus 50 pixel, right? When you refresh, you can see that it's now at the center, right? And I'm going to give it a border radius, right? I can say border radius with 20 pixel. Let me see. Wow, it is nice, but I'm going to the width, I'm going to put something like 600. Yeah, you can see that. So in my home here, in my body, I'm going to say that font family monospace, right? And I'm going to put okay, dot container h1. I'm going to give it a color like aqua. Right, let me see if this is going to show. Yep. And I'm going to say that okay, test shadow, because we are not seeing it clear, right? Black. Wow, I'm going to change it to white. We are not seeing it. Yep, we are not seeing it now. And I'm going to say that text align center. Yep, and I'm going to say that okay, text transform uppercase. Wow, it's in uppercase now. We are styling this in case you don't know. Okay, it's in uppercase now, and I'm going to say that okay, font family, font size, sorry, font size 30 pixels, no, like 40 pixels. Good. Let me change it to 50 pixels. Good. Quiz app. Good. Nice one. And I'm going to get question dot container h2, right, which is I'm going to give it a padding 10, yeah, and I'm going to give it like text transform. No, I'm not going to give it that. Let me come here. Yep, question, right. And what am I going to do next? Here I'm going to add a font size like 20 pixels. Yep, I think this is nice. Yeah, so I'm going to say that our answer is too tiny, right, which is dot container label, right. I'm going to target this, the label one, and I'm going to say that okay, I have font size 20 pixels, and I have a padding 10 pixels. Good. What of the margin? What of the inputs, right? I'm going to say that dot container input margin 10 pixels. Good. So the padding of this one, I'm going to say that okay, let it be 5. Let me not put no, because it's going to give gap. This is okay. And I'm going to say that what about the list, right? The list here, this list, that's the reason why we have cycle, this black list beside it. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to say that dot container li list type is none. Correct. Yeah, when we clicked, you can see that. And I'm going to say that okay, cursor is pointer. Good. I want it to be point. The cursor, you can see the cursor hand is not displaying. And what next? What of the button? I'm going to style it so that it will more look attractive. I'm going to say that button container button. I'm going to give it a background white, right? And I'm going to give it a weight. What weight I'm going to give? Like 300 pixels. Yeah, you can see that. So this button, I have to take it to center. For me to take it to center, I have to put a class btn, right? I have to put it inside a div tag, right? And I'm going to call up the div tag here, container.btn. I'm going to say that display flex and justifies content center. This you can see that justified to center, and here I'm going to put a margin 10 pixels, right? So I need a space between them. I can add more margin, like let me say that 15 or 20. Let me just put 20. You can see that. You can see that it look more good. You can see that, and I can add a padding. I can add a padding like, okay, let me just say 20 pixels, and I want to add a font size 20 pixels. Text transform. No. Yeah, okay, that is nice. Then you can see a default padding around it. I can see that a default border, border is none, outline is none, right? We have a default outline there. Oh, okay. And I'm going to say that, okay, bottom radius, border radius, sorry, which is 10 pixels. Oh, and I'm going to say that, okay, box shadow 0 pixel, 10 pixel, 2 pixel, black, right? Wow, you can see that. Is it attractive? Let's look what is wrong. And I'm going to say that inside the text should be this color. No, yeah, okay. I'm going to say that cursor pointer, and when we hover on this, I want an effect to happen. I want it to turn, background should be black when I hover background color black, right? And I want the color should be white, and I want to put a transition like 0.5 second is in out. Good, you can see that. Wow, beautiful. Now we have make a beautiful web page. Right now it's our JavaScript that we are going to work on now. So let's go to JavaScript. So this is our JavaScript program here. I'm going to drag it here, right, so that it will more be easy for me to navigate. Right now I'm going to create an array. In JavaScript you have to learn more about array, like it's like a container. Like if you are going to a market, you take a bag with you, and inside this bag you will buy your foodstuff, everything inside it. That is what it is. So what am I going to say here? I'm going to say that I have a const variable, a variable which is called const, and I'm going to name it as quiz question. Let me name it as questions, right? I'm going to hit it down. Learn more about arrays, right? Go and learn more about it, and hit it down there, and I'm going to say that, okay, I have a question. If you look at this, in this array we have something like an object. If you notice, right? And I have a question, which is what is the question finished. What is the acronym of HTML? Right? A, hypertext markup language. B, let me be copying it and just be formatting it, right? Typing, I don't like typing. B is hyper markup language, right? And C is hyper mark language. It looked confusing. And D is none of the above. And here we are going to display what our answer. Say that this is the answer, and our answer is what? E. Why do we create this? We create this as an answer E because I'm going to make an if statement, a conditional statement about this, that any answer that we click that is equal to this one, right? Like any element that we will click here that is what equal to this correct, and they are the same, they have the same data type, right? Let it what? Mark the person wrong. Else if let it mark the person what? Wrong, right? If they are the same, let it mark the person right, and if they are not the same, let it mark the person wrong. Simple. So I'm taking more time now and I'm not reached anywhere, right? I'm going to copy this, then paste this here. I'm going to say that what is the acronym of CSS? Which is cascading star Simon. I'm going to come here and say cascading star sheet, right? I'm going to say that okay, none of the above. Okay, I'm going to say all of the above. So the correct answer here is C. You put the correct answer here, right? I'm going to put comma again here, then copy this again, paste it. I'm going to say that what language is the most popular in 2019. D. I want D to be my answer of this. The correct answer is JavaScript. Then Java, I'm going to say the Python, I'm going to say the Kotlin, right? So I'm going to hit down again, paste another answer. I'm going to say that, okay, another question. Let me be numbered there. Question 1, question 2, and question 3. Sorry. And question 3. Question 4. I'm going to say that how old is Simon Peter? Good. The correct answer is 19, right? 19 years. 19 years. Here you are going to have 14 years. Here you are going to have 32 years, and here all of the above. So the correct answer is C, right? And make C the correct answer, right? I'm going to copy the question, then paste here again. Then here I'm going to say that, okay, what question? I forgot the question. Let question come to my mind. I'm going to say that like, is Simon a boy? Yeah. Okay, let me say that, is Simon a male? Yes. B, no. C, all of the above. And D, and here you can see that female, right? So the correct answer here is A, right? In this session I don't have to put this comma in, right? And I'm going to put my semicolon here to tell JavaScript that my program ended, the array ends here, right? And I'm going to click this to hide this. So right now I'm going to make a function here. Say that my function, I'm going to say that quiz loader, right? And in this quiz loader, what am I going to do here? I'm going to use test content to append a question to my HTML word, to my HTML, right? Done. I'm going to, first of all, let me call up the done, right? I'm going to come here, say that this is my question. I have this variable which is question, and I'm going to say that document dot get element by ID, which is what? Question, right? Here I have to link my JavaScript file here. Between the, I'm going to say that script, sorry, I'm going to script source, which is quiz.js. Good. I'm going to close my script tag. Here I'm going to console.log question and see if we call up the DOM. I'm going to right click here, so let me put this responsive. Right, and let me put this below. Yep, it's still not good. So you can see it is index here. You can see I have my H2 question here that I call up here, right? I'm going to call up the options. Those options, we have, so I have to put an ID page. I'm going to say that ID, which is test, right? This is for A and this for B. I'm going to change this to B. And this is for C. And this is for D. Okay. Right now I'm going to grab this A. Put A test, put document dot get element by ID, which is A test. Good. I'm going to copy this because they are almost the same. Paste it here. Change this one to B. Change this one to C. Change this one to D. Change this one to B. Change this one to C. And change this one to D. Okay. Right now I'm going to create a variable which is like counter. Right, this is going to count all the question inside our array. So to append this, I'm going to say that okay, let item equal to counter, equal to our array, which is question, in index of counter, right? This counter is going to be looping between inside of our question or inside of our array. Let's put it like that. So to do this, I'm going to say that okay, I've already done this. What else? I'm going to click this, right? This is a question. Copy this here, which is test, the one that I grabbed our DOM, which is the HTML, the H2. This is it. I'm going to append the question to it. Then I'm going to say that test content. Then the test content is equal to item, right? I would have put this, all this true. It's going to work, but it will be too long. That is why I declare a variable here. I hope you understand. Dot, right? Question. Dot, the name that you give it in inside array, I give it a question. You can see that's why I say that dot question. So you have to be careful. Any error, it will not display. I'm going to say it test dot test content is equal to item dot e. Why did I give dot e for that item? Look, we have e here. That is the option I'm appending now, which is this. These are the options, the answers. I'm going to hide this again. and I'm going to copy this and append it from A to D. This is B, this is C, and this is D. This is B, this is C. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is C, and this is D. So to load this, I think we are right now. To load this, we are going to call up an event listener, which is the word, the BOM, right? We are going to see that window.add event listener, which is document DOM content word loaded, right? When it load, when the browser load, right, what is going to happen? Then it's going to append the questions and the answer to the DOM that we call, right? I'm going to say that function, then I'll now call up my function, which is the word quiz loader here. Good. Right, you can see this. Let me refresh our browser. You can see this. It is now append to our questionnaire. You can see we now have what is the acronym of HTML. You can see that. So this is what we want. We are targeting since, and right now, and our next target is that whenever we click, we want the next question to be showing, to be viewing. How do we do that? I'll call up my done, which is scorn here, submit, which is, in case you don't know what I'm doing, is this one I'm grabbing, right? The button here, which is document.get element by ID, right? And I'm going to say that okay, here dot add event listener, clicked, right? It's a click, and I'm going to say that okay. Then I'm going to call up my counter here, let it be what incrementing, right? And I'm going to call up my function here. Let's see what is going to happen. So when we clicked, you can see when we click 1 2 3 4 5, right? Let's start again. 1 2 3 4 sorry, 1 2 3 4 5. Good. Then let's check our console and see if there is any error, right? Okay, let's refresh the browser. Okay, I'll click 1 2 3 4 5. I click again. You can see they say the uncut type error cannot read property of undefined, because there's no any to capture it again. That is the reason why it echoed this. So it echoed this error. So what are we going to do now? We are going to fix this. I'm going to say that okay, if counter, right, is less than or question dot length. What I mean here is that if the counter, right, is lesser than question dot length, then let the word, let let it load the word the this thing, how will I call it, the function here, right? Let it load the function of the quiz. Else what will happen, let it will display our answer. Then I'm going to say that alert results. Right, good. So I'm going to start now. This first question 1, it's not good. Okay, let's check what is wrong. Okay, if counter, okay, let's say that it's greater than question dot length. Oh, this is S. This question S supposed to be there. So I'm going to refresh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see result, right? So when we reach the final answer after answering the question, we should see our results, right? I'm going to click this. You can see, but we have a problem here. First, we have not what get our question. We have not used JavaScript to get our question, to know exactly which one we are clicking on. And secondly, when we click on option, the option is in default font is still what selecting itself. The first time, let me put select hyper markup language here and click. You can see I didn't select anything, just selecting itself. It just auto selecting. If I click A, it's going to be selecting A throughout our question. So I don't want that. First of all, I want to deselect the answer, right? I want to deselect it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pass in a function, say that word deselected, right? What am I going to do here? You know, is this input? This is the input. This is the field point that we're targeting. This one. So I'm going to put an ID. Yeah, no, a class. We have an ID already. I'm going to put a class selector. Say that answer, right? Let me copy and paste this in all. Sorry, I'm going to copy and paste this in all. Good. Then I'm going to grab this, right? I'm going to say that okay, let answer element equal to document is equal to document dot query selector all, right? And I'm going to put dot answer. Why did I use document dot query selector all? Because I can't use document dot get element because this is an ID first, and secondly, why I use all is that there are more than one, right? This is an array, is a form of bunch of array that I would collected. So that's the reason why. Go and learn more about that. And what else? I'm going to copy this, come here, paste it, then use loop. You can use any loop, but I'm going to use for each, right? I'm going to use a function, and I'm going to name it answer checked. I'm going to name it answer checked, right? Okay, I'm going to say that I'm going to call a variable out, let answer equal to undefined. Right? I'm going to make a variable if answer checked, right? Yeah, if answer checked, right? If we checked the answer, then let answer equal to like, yeah, let's answer equals to answer dot id, right? Let's get the id of this. Yeah, yes, and I'm going to console.log answer. Here I'll now copy this here to my event listener to where I'm clicking, right? This was not answer deselect I'm doing, it's answer select, get select, sorry, it's get selected that I'm doing. It's get selected, please change it. That's why I wanted to do it before, so I quickly do this one. So I'm going to paste this here, get selected. We are going to get this selected item first before we target the deselected one. So I'm going to inspect and see what I'm clicking on. So we are playing let it work. Wow, you can see when I click on A, you see I click on B, on C, yeah, it's working. I click on B, you can see that. I click on D, you can see that. So we are not get that. So if your one is not displaying your console, it means that it is wrong. You should write it. So after cleaning your console, I'm going to return the answer, right? So we are done with that now. We have know exactly what we are clicking on now. Thirdly, what are we going to do next? We are going to make a function, say that get deselected. Okay, so I'm going to call up my answered element dot for each equal to answer checked, right? Is equal to answer checked, and I have to call up my function here. Inside this my function, I think so, yes. Then I'll now close it here. Yup. I think it's showing me an error here. What's this wrong? I think it's showing me an error here. Function, yeah. This is my function. This pronounced it very well. Good. Here it's showing me an error before. So what next? I'm going to say that okay, answer check dot checked should be equal to false, and I'm going to call it here, copy the function, and I'm going to call it at the up, right? So I'm going to close this, my console, refresh, then I select. Wow, we are not getting it. It's still selecting. So get deselected. Let's check. Oh, the checked. You can see I didn't pronounce it, I didn't spell it very well. So I clicked. Wow, it's now working now. You can see it's time to select it now. Thank God. So when we click, we now refresh. Right now we are not seeing our result because we have not made any function for that for now. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to make a function for that. How did I make that? Okay, I call up a variable here in the submit in the button. I'm going to say that I'm going to name it, give it a variable, say it answer, right? And secondly, again, there's something I want to happen. If users, you can see, if users don't even answer, they are even viewing the question. I don't want that. I don't want that. So what am I going to say here? I'm going to say that, okay, if answer if user answer the question, that is when they'll view the next question. You can see the function. I'll put all the whole thing inside if statement. I'm going to say that if user answer clicked on the option right there, you now click it here, that is when user will go to the next question. When I click, I'll go. If I didn't click, you can see I'm not going. If you didn't click, except you click. If you didn't click, you are not going except you click. You can see that. So right now we are going to display our answer now. I'm going to say that let score equal to 0. Please, sorry, the video has took too long, we're almost through. So right now I'm going to grab this, my question, this is my container. Then in ID you are allowed to add a to ID. I'm going to add result. We are going to display our result there. Then I'm going to grab the result. Then say that count variable is equal to document.get element by ID. It's query selector, sorry, it's an ID dot query selector, right, which is dot result. Good. I'm going to copy the result here. Then what next? Then I'm going to make a function here. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to make a function here. Say that if to display our answer, to know the correct one we are clicking on, if user click on the correct answer, then it's going to be adding. I'm going to say that if score, sorry, if answer is equal to our array, which is question. Our array, which is question, counter, which is question counter that is looping between inside dot correct. Yeah, that means if this our question, right, what we checked here in this option, if it is a that we checked here and it is equal to a here, right, you should do what? That is equal to correct here. I'm giving a U address to that correct, right? Let the score be adding. Let me take it here. You can see if answer is equal to the triple equals to sign, we are just checking like if the data type are the same, right? Then I'm going to put my calibrate column here. Then I'm going to say that score should be adding. Then to display my answer, I'm going to say that, okay, copy this DOM that I called initial, then come here dot inner HTML, then put it. No, look, this is not what? This is not a double quotation mark. I don't use double quotation mark. If you the button before 1 on your keyboard, the button before 1 on your keyboard, that's what I click here. There I'll now put my H2, here. There I'll now make a statement: you answered correctly at, I can hit it down, right, at what, at the score, right, which is, I'm going to bring my dollar sign here, calibrate there, then put it all over the length of the question. Good. My dollar sign by calibrate, then I'm going to say that question dot length question, right? Then I'm going to close my tag. You can make it any statement of your choice you like, but me, I'll just say that, sorry, it's supposed to be here. I'll just say that you answered correctly at, is it 5, that you have 5 all over 1 or 5 all over 4 for question. I think we are done. Then I'm going to refresh my browser. Then that's it now. What is the acronym of HTML? Hypertext Markup Language. What is the acronym of CSS? Cascading Style Sheet. Then what language is the most popular in 290? JavaScript. How old is Simon? 90 years. Is Simon in May? Yes, of course. You can see you answer correctly at 3 all over 5 for question. Right, it's supposed to be 5 all over 5. Let's check what is wrong. Let's check. It's like I didn't grab my question right. Here is C. Yeah. What is it? It's D. It's supposed to be D here. The answer is D here. You can see, yeah. Yes. So, well, what is acronym of HTML? Hypertext Markup Language. What is the acronym of CSS? Cascading Style Sheet. Yeah. What language is the most popular in 2019? JavaScript. How old is Simon Peter? 90 years. Is Simon a male? Yes. Oh, you answered correctly at 5/5 question. Good one. And if you want to center this test to center, you can add an attribute here. You can come here. Style, right? You can see that style. Color. No. There's align. Center. What is the acronym of HTML? What is the acronym of CSS? What language is the most popular in 2019? How old is Simon Peter? Is Simon a male? Good. You can see it's not at the center. So this is the code it is. So I took a lot of time before we were doing this. So I'm sorry for taking a lot of time, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you.